Hi, I'm Ching. I'm a brand identity designer in Chicago. Welcome to my home office tour. First, I want to talk about the tabletop I have here, and it's an IKEA countertop. This is, I think, a discontinued model. However, this is an unfinished type of wood, and I just love how it is light and bright, and it fits the loft space perfectly. The dimensions are 61 inches wide by 29 inches deep, and it's half an inch thick. When I purchased this item, it was approximately $80 to $100. I can't really remember, but I thought it was a good deal and investment. For the legs, I was going to pick up the Alex drawer like everybody else for their desk. I think at the time it was maybe $80, but now it's probably in the $100 range for one Alex drawer. When I was in IKEA, I was just checking the as is section. I got pretty lucky because I found these cabinets. I think they were actually kitchen cabinets, and they were as is for $7 each. So I debated for about 5-10 minutes and decided to go for these as the legs of my desk. So a couple of things here. Number one, if you're not an organized person, I do not recommend going with this type of storage. This works for me because I like the whole open concept where I can just grab the items that I need without having to open up the drawers. And luckily, I'm semi-organized, so I just see exactly where I store my equipment, and then I'm able to just grab and go. If you're a little bit on the messy side, I would just recommend getting drawers. That way everything is tucked away and you don't see the clutter or the mess. Underneath the desk, I have a little DIY project that my partner helped me with. What we did was I wanted like a slide out compartment since I didn't get my drawers. I wanted something to stow away some of the items so they're not on top of my working space. I went to Home Depot and my partner helped me pick out some of the wood materials and also the sliding brackets. These are actually adhered to the sides of the kitchen cabinet storage, so that way I'm not damaging the tabletop. All the supplies came out to be about $50, and I'm truly happy with the results. My laptop is the 2021 MacBook Pro with the M1 Pro chip. For the laptop docking station, I basically just took a regular stationary organizer and just used that as my laptop dock. I already owned it and it just works. For my dual monitors, I have two widescreen Asus monitors, and I used to have them side by side landscape because I wanted to make sure I have enough space when I'm working on my design projects. But recently I just started rotating one of the monitors vertically, and I actually really like it. Typically, I am a very symmetrical and balanced individual, but to my surprise, I really like the new formats, especially for reading emails or having to do any screen captures that are long, that's more vertical, posting on stories or something. To light up my desk space, I have a huge lamp. It's by 5 is an LED lamp with 4 different modes. Lighting is very important to me because sometimes I work during the day, sometimes I work during the night. With 2 monitors, I just didn't think the small BenQ light was going to cut it. Otherwise, I would have to get 2. So I was researching online and found this particular lamp that it's a gooseneck, so it'll mount to your tabletop and then it'll come from the back. I really like this huge light. I'm able to light everything up with just one. I love how it looks. It's nice and clean, and it chose the color white to keep things light and airy. I purchased this light originally at $80 on Amazon. I do believe right now the pricing may have dropped to about $60. For my desk pad, I sort of refuse to pay $80 to $140 for a super fancy desk pad. What I did was I had some leftover leather fabric material at home, and basically I just cut it to size and rounded the corners a little bit, and it works out great with the current aesthetics that I have with white and a light color wood, and then also like a gray tone. And it also protects the unfinished tabletop. So this was $0, which works out great. For my keyboard, for the longest time, I just use the keyboard on the laptop itself. For a while, I also used just an wireless Apple Magic keyboard. However, I did fall into the traps of the mechanical keyboard, and the one that I researched for that was within my budget range was the Echo 3068B. This is a 65% mechanical keyboard in black and pink. So I love that on the back it actually has two different kickstands, so it has two different levels. You can customize several of the different buttons, which I like, and you can plug this in with the USB-C cable to a USB-A. It also works wired and also via Bluetooth. So that works out great for me. And I believe I got it for about $90 on Amazon. The mouse that I'm using is the Logitech M570 wireless trackball mouse. 3 years ago, I never really heard of or seen a trackball mouse before and didn't know what it was. When I started using the trackball mouse, I thought, okay, this is completely different, but I kind of like it. So from designing for about 15 years, I have quite a bit of a repetitive strain, and I thought maybe just switching things up with a trackball mouse would be a nice option. And plus, I didn't have to move my whole arm anymore. The cursor moves just by using my thumb and the trackball. So there's definitely some positives and some negatives to this, right? From all the tension in front of my arm, I think now all the repetitiveness is going to my thumb, because that's the main navigation for everything. But the positive side is that I don't have to move my arm, and this works for all. You don't have to worry about what surface the mouse is on, because it could just be like on your lap or any type of surface, and you're just moving the trackball around. So for Zoom calls, I do have a condenser USB microphone, and this is by Fifide. I don't know how to say the brand correctly, but this is the T669 model. It was a steal at $50. This is a great budget or entry-level beginner type of microphone. If you're just wanting to sound a little bit better on your Zoom calls, this is a good starting point. It comes with the scissor stand arm and a pop filter as well. So for the value and everything that you get within the box, I think this is a great value as a starting point. For a USB docking station for the dual monitors, I'm using the Tobanon docking station. So there's a ton of options out there in the $30 to $50 range if you're just setting up with one external monitor. However, I need something very reliable for 2 external monitors. So there are some fancy options between $300 to $350 range. And boy, that is really expensive and out of my budget range. I'm more within the $100 to $150 range. Make sure you look for all the ports that is necessary with your equipment and your workflow, this may not work for everyone. For me, this works perfectly, and I basically use up all of the ports in the front and the back. And what's nice is that a majority of the ports are in the back, and in the front there are two USB-A, so I could plug in my wireless keyboard and then my condenser microphone in the front. All right, for the longest time, I actually didn't invest at all in a chair. When I was working in an agency, we had the Herman Miller Aeron chair, and it was lovely. It was a delight to sit in the mesh and have all the adjustable features in the chair. But for my whole office, I've always just had an old, oversized, comfort level was okay office chair, and I didn't think too much of it. However, like your mattress, if you're on it for 8 hours a day, I am working in my office long hours. So as a special treat to myself after 15 or 20 years in the industry and also working, I decided to get myself and invest in a chair. I'm only about 5'2", 125 pounds, and I needed something that works for my size, that's comfortable. And some of my requirements were that I wanted a chair that is of good quality that's going to last for another 15 years. Preferably a Herman Miller chair, and also a mesh seat with adjustable arms front and back and left and right. Now, I am not able to afford any brand new Herman Miller chairs. I don't think I will ever be able to afford that. So I was looking on Facebook Market. I was looking at maybe secondhand office furniture stores. And I looked months and months and months, and I was patient. And when I was visiting Virginia, we did a road trip. I was just thinking, you know what, maybe I'll get lucky. Someone in Virginia may have a chair. So again, I'm looking for the Herman Miller either Aeron chair or the Herman Miller Mira 2 chair. I think everyone is looking for the Aeron, and the Mira 2 is pretty sharp. It looks really nice. I mean, it's got the butterfly silhouette, and on Facebook Market, I was able to find someone who was moving and wanting to sell the chair quickly. And the chair was in fabulous condition. The final price for it was about $350. The current one that's brand new, I believe it's somewhere like $1,400. If you're lucky, they might have a 15% off. So it comes down to about $1,200. But to compare, getting this for $350, to me, it was a very good investment.